Welcome to this episode of Diaspora Scholars TV, where we bring you stories about the journey of students and scholars and professionals who have left Africa to come to the US to study and to pursue their careers. I'm at Bowling Green State University again to be able to speak to Nazreen, who's doing a Master of Arts degree in mathematics. She says it's pure mathematics. I wonder whether we have impure mathematics.
We have applied math.
We have applied mathematics. Yeah. And then we have maths that is also not applied. I'm still challenging you, but I will figure out that and much more. Now, we'll go back to some of the mentors who mentored you, in high school. In one of these interviews, talked about your maths teacher. What was her name?
Oh, her name was Miss Fadia. Mm-hmm. She was my class teacher as well as my mathematics teacher throughout. Mm-hmm. So it was the first time, I guess, I got a feel for mathematics. Mm-hmm. Really was mm-hmm. when we went to a competition. It was a Grip Alliance math competition. It was sudden, but then we went and we won some awards, and then and then we turned out to be at that time the best school. Then when we came back, during that process of preparing for it, I got to read more than what was in the textbooks at that time, and it opened my eyes to like a new way of seeing mathematics.
When you say you read what was more than in the textbook, it means you read the entire textbook. You read the entire textbook, but you still had thoughts beyond what was in the book. So you're talking about the theory of mathematics.
Yeah, so most of the times when you go to these competitions, they challenge your knowledge and they challenge you to think outside the box and how do you see questions and what can you actually get from them. So it's a way of building like somebody mentally and also to increase your curiosity when it comes to mathematics.
Wow. And indeed, you've just done that since high school, and now you are in the US. What do you want to do? You mentioned about PhD. Have you already applied to schools? And when are you graduating with your master's?
Well, I've not yet applied to schools yet. I am currently in my first year. So I have one more year in this MA. Then I'll probably start applying next year, right? Yeah, and then I have a few schools in mind, and hopefully something will come.
Which are these schools in mind?
Well, there is Ohio State, and then we have the Johns Hopkins. I was looking at that. Yeah, and obviously BG also.
And Bowling Green State University. So if you are at Ohio State University Department of Mathematics, or indeed at Johns Hopkins University, or even at Bowling Green State University, this is Nazreen. She's looking out to do a PhD in mathematics, and she's good at it for sure. She already has a master's and she's doing a second one. Very well said. Very good plans. But of course, there are many girls, back in Africa who want to be like you. What can you tell them?
Well, I mean, for me, I think the one thing I can say is if there's something you want to do, go for it. Do your best in it. Try to do your best, and everything will work out. Just don't listen to the naysayers. You can do it if you want to.
Don't listen to the naysayers. Some people say don't listen to the haters. There's always that joke, don't listen to the haters or the naysayers. But so for sure, be focused in what you do, and eventually it will work out. Oh, okay, good. I don't know that we talked about this, but I was going to ask, I know we've already said about the kind of culture shocks that, went through. But again, for the sake of our viewers, what are some of the 2-3 things that you think were a culture shock when you came to the US?
Well, I came in when summer was almost ending. So it was, the first thing I saw was like white people everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the first thing. I was like, wow, I'm really in America.
You felt a minority.
Yeah, I felt a minority the first time. I was like, okay, all right. Then but the good thing was, even with seeing strange faces everywhere, I got to have a great support through the Kenyan community that is here. And they were willing to show me the ropes, show me what I need to do, where I need to get what I need to get, and to settle down so that I can actually focus on my studies.
Oh, wow, very good. And what else did you see that was positive that I wished you had, experienced that, in Africa before?
Well, let's say when the one major difference when I think about how mathematics is taught, it's quite different. There's a difference in the way we teach back home and how it's taught here. Yeah, there's an emphasis on the student.
Oh.
Like you see that the lecturers really want the students to succeed and excel. But when you look at, sure, in back home, the lecturers also want students to excel and succeed, but there is a difference where it's upon the student to actually try
Take the initiative themselves.
And, yeah, because we have this, the lecturer gives you 25% and you look for the rest, right? There is that saying back home.
Wow, you look for 75%,
yeah.
which is a lot.
Yeah, which is not the way I've come to know it should be like. So I was even talking to some of the students, the American students here, who had experience studying outside of America. They were like, they could never, they could not handle the kind of stress those guys are going through, because they found that it was more of like, what should I say? It was a bit ruthless compared to how they teach here. Yeah.
Use the word ruthless. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That means, for sure, then, to you, then I think it's far much easier to succeed here then.
Hopefully.
Oh, wow. Okay. We'll see.
Hopefully
and
we'll try.
I think first semester is down the road, and, it went very well. So, yeah, we are looking forward to the second semester. Now, some of my viewers also asked me to ask, interviewees here about the visa process and all that. So tell us about how you got to know about this school and how was the visa process, about the interview. Somebody even asked me to say, like, ask them what kind of question do they ask when they are going for the visa interview.
Okay. So, well, I was introduced to this school by one of my lecturers back at the University of Nairobi, Dr. James Katende.
Dr. James Katende.
Yeah, who one of his former students reached out to him and told him about this, that there were openings at the school. That was Dr. Joseph Njuki. And then he said,
Where's Dr. Joseph Njuki?
He's currently teaching at a different university.
In the US?
Yeah, in the US.
Yeah. Probably I know Dr. Njuki, maybe.
Yep.
I think maybe he's in biochemistry or something? Or chemistry?
No.
No, okay, that's fine then. Maybe it's another one, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he encouraged me to apply. Then at that time, I did not think I wanted to come and study mathematics in USA.
You had already a master's in maths anyway.
Yeah. So then I did apply, and the process was relatively smooth because I had earlier experience in applying at the University of Nairobi as well as at different Durham as well. So you just need to write, you need to know how to write a personal statement. You need to answer the questions they ask you during the application form. Process. Yeah. And then it becomes easier because also I did not need to have like the IELTS or the English tests.
Oh, yeah, they like TOEFL or the IELTS, the English tests. You didn't have to do them.
Yeah, but then it is compulsory in some schools. So it's always better if you can have one.
Test of English as a foreign language and other language tests.
Yeah. And then after that, after I got my admission, then I was waiting on the scholarship. So once I got the scholarship, I started applying.
So you got the admission before getting the scholarship?
Yeah, normally it's like that. You get admission before getting the scholarship. And there's some cases, for example, if you're applying like for the Commonwealth Share Scholarship, you need to apply to a university and then you need to apply again for the scholarship because they're coming from different channels in that case. So yeah, then I went on and applied for my visa. I got, so I had not gotten an early date because it was packed for some reason. So I had to keep on checking the website in order to look for an earlier date and an earlier date, and eventually landed on one, which was like a month away from when I was needed to travel. Then when I got to the interview was relatively simple for me, alhamdulillah. So they just asked like, where am I going to study? What am I going to study? And then it was over in a minute.
A minute, where are you going to study and what are you going to study? And congratulations.
Yeah.
Just like that.
It was just like that. And then they told me to pick the visa in 1 day. I got my visa.
Wow. So viewers, if you are listening and are watching to Nazreen's story, that's how it goes. Sometimes the questions they ask you at the embassy, at the visa, are totally unpredictable. It's not easy to really know. It can be as smooth as Nazreen's, or there could be as many questions that we cannot even predict. But that is her story. And she said you have to have, write things like statement of purpose before application. So during the application process, when you write all this, right?
Yeah.
Application form, statement of purpose, you send your transcripts,
and then you also need people to write recommendations for
recommendation
you.
letters.
And that is usually very important. So because you're going into academia, you need people who are in academia, your area, to actually recommend you.
Like former supervisors, former teachers, things like those.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Wonderful indeed. So what advice can you give again a girl, at the coast right now, or a Muslim girl, or anybody indeed in Africa who want to be in your shoes? What should they do, and what should they not do?
Well, maybe what should you do? I mean, so basically, for you to pursue anything, you need to have an idea of what you want to do, right? So if you find you have something you're interested in or something you like, you try to find what ways you can actually become, let's say, an expert in that particular area, and what are the options available for you. Is it academia? Is it the industry? And what pulls you? Because you need to have something that will keep on pushing you through it, because it's not easy to stay in academia. It's not easy, because
it's not easy to stay
you
in
have
academia.
to actually have the will to just study, not only study, because you invest a lot of time in school at times, and then you have almost a non-existent social life if you allow it to be that way.
Yeah, if you allow it to be that way. So try to balance academia and social life.
Yes. And then so if there's something you particularly want to do, you just go for it. Try your best, and there's always somebody willing to help you achieve your goals, because me being here is also just not me by myself. I had great mentors at the university as well, outside the university, who were always interested in what I wanted to pursue. They were like, you can do it, and they were always willing to help. You just always need to be willing to ask for help if you need it at that particular time.
Wow. So, provide a mentorship, relationship with your mentors. Keep it.
Yeah, you need
Keep it cordial, and, focus on your future, and, try even hard stuff.
Yeah.
You can always surmount them. Wow. We want to thank you.
Thank you as well for having me.
It's been amazing talking to you. This is a total demystification of the notion that mathematics is difficult. I interviewed one of your seniors, Doreen, and she said, yes, it is hard, but that's why she does it, because, hard problems must be solved by somebody in order to make our world a better place.
Yes, that's true. Mathematicians are problem solvers. We look for problems.
Mathematicians are problem solvers. We look for problems and solve them.
Yep.
Thank you so much. You're watching Diaspora Scholars TV. My name is Dr. Fidelis Ndombera. They call me Daktari. And this has been the story of Nazreen, who is a student at Bowling Green State University, located in Ohio. We'll track her story and be able to bring you, more of her, feature her more in this show, and also be able to let you know how she's doing. And until next time.